Hey everybody, it's Ken again with Xmods Gaming. Today we're just finishing up the game gear, so I'm gonna do the main power board. So basically you just want to separate the two halves, pull the cables out. We're going to do the soundboard as well. Whoops. It's got like cords running everywhere. And let's see, I think you have only 2 screws on. Yeah, 1, 2, yeah, you only have 2 screws. Usually you have a black thing right here, but one of my capacitors, because I had to use bigger capacitors, because I bought some SMD ones. See if I could find that thing. Well, but yeah, usually you'll have little black cover that sits over here to kind of prevent shorting or whatnot. You know, to isolate this. I don't know, it's kind of pointless, but I had clearance issues, so I took that out. So we got, let's see what this big cap is. So to do this job, you can use a solder sucker. Just go on Amazon. They only cost like $40. You could pay way more than that if you're gonna do this every day, like instead of just like a hobby, but and we got 820 microfarad. Ugh, I don't know if I have one of those. This is a Nichicon cap, which is a pretty good capacitor. We could see if it's bad at all. I don't even know where I put my tester at. Oh, here it is. I just got one of these ESR meters from eBay a while back. I did a video about it, and they're pretty helpful to see if a capacitor is still good in case you need to reuse one. So showing 715, ESR is 18 or 0.18. Yeah. Oh no, I may have. $820 is kind of an odd value. I've seen 420s, 1,000. I have 470s, but no 820s. Check my other set. Yeah, I doubt I'll have any, so. So yeah, this is for the VA5 Game Gear. And it'll say somewhere on here if it's a VA5. And I could tell where it was leaking. Oh no, might have to split. What's the voltage on that? 6.3 volts. I have to just deal with it, but yeah, I wonder if you can get away with putting 1,000 in there. So I have 1,016 volts. Seems how that one's leaking. I couldn't just put it right back in there. So what I like to do is, if I can find it. Oh, okay, here it is. My white vinegar. Seems how it was leaking. Just clean it up. And then dry it off. Kind of neutralize the electrolytic acid. Don't know if you can hear my kid, but he's playing guitar and now he's playing music, so hopefully I don't get a copyright strike. And then these are like inductors or coils, so I wouldn't worry about replacing those because they typically don't go bad. And then the white stripe is going to be negative. See if that's in frame. Okay. So I don't know if that's going to be too tall even. Like have clearance problems with the shell. Well, I could bend the legs over and then I can oops. Might have to clip the legs a little bit. I'm just temporarily doing this so I can see if there's going to be clearance problems or whatnot. Looks like that's gonna close all the way, so yeah, I could just do that. Just because it was leaking. So who knows? Usually you want to match the same value, but I would go to probably like console 5 if you're just not doing a lot of these. You know, or I think there's another company called like Mauser or something like that. If you're gonna do a lot of these. Okay, so we got a 1000 microfarad capacitor in there. So hopefully I have the other ones. So this one's 25 volt, what is it, 100? I got plenty of those. Bring our solder pump over here, desoldering pump. It's not wanting to pull out. Okay, there we go. $25 volt. Another Nichicon. And this other one's 22, which I have those 22 microfarad. Alright, I'm going to use our white vinegar, cleaning vinegar Q-tip. Clean that off. Looks like the alcohol Q-tip's already dry. And here, 100 microfarad. Okay, these are at 16 volts, 25 volt. So our main cap is kind of pushing the limits of what you can do. Here, I think, even though I didn't put flux on the other one, I'll flux up the joints a little bit. Dang. Oops, I don't know where that went. So, good thing with this power board, there's only a couple capacitors. Alright, so we're gonna suck the 22 microfarad cap out. I hit this other one again. And you can always try it with desoldering braid, but all right, have to give it a sniff test, see which one's the. But yeah, you could try it with desoldering braid, but you know, you might have a tough time because of the corrosion, you know. So you can see how dark that Q-tip is with the white vinegar on it already. You know, that's usually not the case, but all right, this one is the alcohol. I have to smell them just to see which one's which. And yeah, that plated through hole's like almost gone, but I think we caught it in time because I wasn't going to change the caps. I was like, oh, these are Nichicon, they're probably going to be good forever. But in the 90s, I guess, they were making capacitors. Either, I don't know how the story goes, but either there's a bunch of counterfeits out there, or they're experimenting with recipes. So this is 35 volts. Let's see, I got 50 volt, 22 microfarad. So you never want to risk going down in voltage. So let's say you have a 35 volt one and you end up putting in like a 16, then it could just explode, you know. So it might not, you know, they might have overrated it themselves. But if you buy capacitors and you're like, oh, I only have a 50 volt, then you're fine. If you're like, oh, I only have a 16 volt, then you could try it, but you know, don't be mad at me if it doesn't work. Okay. Wow. That's not wanting to wet. Okay. For my desoldering station, I'm just gonna, not my station, but my gun or pump, I'm gonna unplug it. I learned my lesson on leaving those plugged in because I left my last one on for like 3 days and then killed the coil, so I bought a new heating element basically, and that lasted like a month. So yeah, I have no clue if this is gonna work, but all right. I'm gonna clean the flux up. Yeah, using cotton buds is not the best idea, but I like to do that for just because it is power running through this. You don't want cotton snagged on everything, would be my guess. Man, I got a lot of hairs and everything stuck to me. Okay. Other than that, I think we caught it in time. So I guess we could try it out, but I'll just set that aside. Now we're gonna do the soundboard. which I kind of been dreading to do because we have SMD caps on here. And let's see, we only have 2 screws over here. Man, I like these screwdrivers. I got this from Walmart, at all places. It has a bunch of bits, even like Nintendo, you know, where you could take apart. I don't know if it has game bits at all, but here, I'll show you this because it's pretty cool. Even comes with tweezers. See if that's in frame. Yep, okay. But yeah, you even have it like your Y for Game Boy. Yeah, I don't, it might do game bits, but I don't think it does. Pretty cool, but yeah, it's the Hyper Tough 77-piece electronic repair kit. So it's kind of cool that a place like Walmart actually has stuff like that. It's about time, especially with like stores like Radio Shack and all that are no longer. You know, it'd be cool just to run in somewhere and grab supplies. If you do this a lot, you know. I mean, yeah, I go on Amazon, but you know, it's probably the most unprofessional thing to do. All right, I'm gonna put down Kapton tape, or try to. Because you want to cover these plastic ports with something like Kapton tape that is not going to melt. So it's tape, it's high temperature. I used to, with my best friend slash roommate, I used to work with him at a place where, you know, where we manufactured circuit boards. I think he did like the testing stuff. I did the soldering stuff. And he came in the room the other day. He's like, "Hey, that's solder tape." I'm like, I guess. He didn't know the name of the tape, but he's like, "I haven't seen that tape since that one place I worked at." I'm not gonna name the place, just I worked at a couple of them, but yeah, they don't pay a whole lot, you know. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna blast all this with hot air, so I'm just trying to protect it. So anything that's plastic, which on the soundboard, you got this potentiometer, that's the volume adjustment wheel. You have, yeah, you have this, that, or well, you got the capacitors, but yeah, you have the see if I go smaller Kapton tape. some people use like aluminum or whatnot, you know. It's the method I'm showing is kind of risky, and it might come back to bite me in the butt, but I guess you guys will see it on camera. You want to get right down at the base of it, right down here. That's the tricky part. Okay, right down to the base. Cover the whole component. And see, I'm not even all the way down on the base, but I might just take another, like a big strip. And it never hurts to double this stuff up. I'm gonna go this way with it. Okay, and I think our wheel's far enough away where we're not gonna melt it, but and even if you're just gonna take like a solder tip and you know, do it the harder way, where you just heat up each side and then lift, then you know, use capped on tape would be my suggestion. All right, so now, just to make my life easy, because these don't look bad, but I'm gonna put some flux. Okay, yeah, it does say VA5 right there. So each soundboard and power board's different. So go to console 5 and then look up their cap kit on how to do this. So we got 100, 100, 100. So we got 3 100s and 2 47. So what I'm gonna do now, so you guys can see this better, is I'm gonna go to the microscope. Yeah, my scope didn't show me removing those, but I guess I had to hit record twice. So, oh well, but when it did record, I found these. See if I can zoom it up on that more. Nope. Okay. So, Yeah, those capacitors and resistors started blowing off the board. So when using hot air, I like to just, you know, leave the capped on tape on there. So that way, you know, you don't melt the connector with your iron. So you can just leave it on there and you can get really close with your iron. So I should probably work with the, what are those, like 47, I believe I said they were. .47 microfarad caps, so let's grab some of those. All right, so I got 2 of those. I'm starting to run out of those values. So what you want to do is you want to bend your legs towards the, you know, kind of just form your capacitor. So down. Well, let's see. I want to go the other way with it. So kind of like that. And you want to get your flush cuts, and then yeah, it looks like we're barely gonna, so I'm gonna get my Q-tip with alcohol on it again. We're just gonna clean these pads up. Let's see, I'm hoping that pad's all right. Guess I'll find out. And then what I'm gonna do, now I'm trying to find my solder. Where did I put that? Oh, whatever. I have some over here. Okay, turn on my hot air again. Turn that off. Switch this up. I got crap everywhere. So we got 47 microfarad, 16 volt. Come on, give me more. I think what I'll do, maybe I'll flux up the legs a little bit. Put some flux on the legs. Most people on YouTube add way too much flux. And I'm going to bend it backwards a little bit. So that way we can, you know, make room for the 100 microfarad. So if you guys could see that. So this one, so we're gonna bend our legs that way and then out and then over like that. And then we're gonna take our flush cuts. Yeah, all the handles of my tools are chewed up by our Chihuahua we have, so. And then you want to work your way in and then out again, so, you know. And I would just use the flux that's in the solder, you know, just to, that way you don't have to clean up unless you really have a hard time. That's why I'm putting it just onto the legs, because flux is gonna clean. Basically, it kind of just takes the impurities off the metal in a sense, so that way solder can stick to it. And that's why we leave the capped on tape there. So yeah, you know, pretty much now that I got those in, I could start removing the tape. And look, no melted, well, that one's looking kind of haggard. As far as the audio portion, the connector still functions, so I got lucky. So yeah, you might want to double it up or maybe try another method, but I think because you know they're surface mount capacitors, that's the best way to do it. So let's go ahead and I'll get this done, and then we'll see if everything works. All right, here we go. So looks like everything's working. So I guess a 1,000 will work. put that 800 in there in case that was the problem. I don't want to show. There's some stuff on the board, but yeah, it's at 820. So never hurts to get the exact same one. But anyways, get this buttoned up and, you know, get ready to ship out. So hope you guys have a good day.